Hey everybody, Prepper for the Ages coming back at you from my living room. Alright, a little bit more in the Prepper zombie series. Again, I had an encounter with somebody she was, I would say, she didn't tell me she was a homeless person, but she acted like a homeless person. She was more wandering and did not have a specific destination in mind. So I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the nonverbal communication, because I've already put out a few other videos regarding this. So let's continue on. One of the things I said in my previous video is that some preppers, they discuss prepper channels, they discuss theory, they discuss hypothetical situations, and a lot of these people say, okay, well, I'm going to get together a bag, a go-away bag. So any person that comes looking for food, looking for something, I can give them a bag of food and say, okay, go away. Yeah, here's a little bag of food, go away, you're not getting another one. And I can understand that. In theory, that works on paper. Whiteboarding, it works. Why did I say whiteboarding? It works. Okay. So in my actual situation, somebody came up, she was walking down the road, I was doing yard work, and she was like, excuse me, excuse me. And I was very suspect. I was very suspect. Nobody says excuse me, especially the way she was dressed, the way she was acting. She certainly did not look like a walker. She didn't look like anybody that was typically having business walking down the road. So can I ask you, and so I approached her. She asked me a question. Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Okay, that was interesting. And it wasn't like, hey, where do you get your grass? How green your grass is. She wasn't going to ask me that, and I could tell right away. That was a non-verbal communication. So I took a step towards her, and then she started to come up on the property. And what I did was I took a few quick, large steps to encounter her before she got closer to the house, closer on the property. And I engaged with her, and I talked to her from that position. And my general thing was I put my back to the house, so nobody could come up behind me. And the other thing was, okay, I had a discussion with her, and I think she came in a little bit too close for the circumstances, because we're under a pandemic, or people supposed to say no, she was coming up a little bit, and a little bit where somebody else who wasn't more trained in tactics and stuff would do a step away, and I'm sure she would step forward and the other person would step away. But I stood my ground, and she asked me her questions, and which I covered in the other videos. I'm not going to go in over here. So she asked me her questions, and the preppers that that did prepper in theory videos, they were like, okay, well, I'll get them not a goodbye bag. Say like it's a food bag. Here's you go. The other preppers like, here you go. Here's a bag of food. Let you be on your way. Don't come back, type of thing. But I was not willing to take a step backwards. I was willing to stand my ground. I had my implement of destruction in my hands, just at my side. It's not threatening, anything like that. But I met her I looked her in the eyes, and I wasn't going to retreat to in different countries and different societies, they have an acceptable amount of distance between two people. In America, it's a greater distance than it's like if you were over in Britain or if you're over in Europe. It's very the social distance that you can be, socially acceptable distance you can be, is much closer and stuff. Well, she was closer than in my area, in my region, in my country. She was closer than the socially acceptable distance. But for me, I'm trained, so I'm not gonna lose my ground. I'm not gonna step back and have her step forward, and I step back and step forward. And I certainly wasn't going to go into the house. If I had made a move, first of all, I wasn't going to turn my back on her. I didn't know who she was. And talking with her gave me the impression that, one, she wasn't being honest with me, which I covered in other videos. And the other one was she was trying to get something, because her asks, she just wanted to ask me one thing, where she was, but then the asks got more and more and more involved, and more, and I went to it again. I went into that in detail in other videos. But my posture was, you're coming, you can stand right there because you took that ground while I was coming up on you, but you're not going to get another step further. And that was a lot of the nonverbal communication. And no, you're not coming in. I wasn't going to turn my back. because I didn't know who she was. I wasn't going to go in my house. I wasn't going to go onto the steps. I wasn't going to go in my house. I wasn't going to get her any food or anything like that because I did not want her to take another step forward onto my property. And it was, I think she was a little taken aback and a little surprised that, oh, here, let me get you a snack, or let me here help you. Her dishonesty or let's just say, just the misinformation or lack of information she was giving gave me a clue that this person was not somebody that I wanted up on my property, and I did not want to engage with this person on my property. And, you know, I'm a good person. I like to feel myself a good person. If something feels wrong, I'm old enough to go, no, it doesn't feel right. Just move along. Don't engage. So that was the alarm bells were going off. I kind of, in retrospect, should have looked around more. I was a little bit, tunnel vision? You know, they talk about that in different circumstances, but I kind of had more tunnel vision than I would have liked possible, because I was not looking right and left, and I should have been doing that more. But yes, I did not retreat. In the end, there was no, hey, I did not give her a blessing bag of food or whatnot. I was just like, nope, okay, move along. And she eventually got the point, and she wasn't going to get anything from me, and I could not help her, and she was in the wrong place. She was just in the wrong place, and it was my posture, squaring my shoulders, staring her in the eye, and getting in and helping her choose, helping her decide that this is not going to be rewarding in any situation. But yeah, more about the posturing and more about the defensive tactics. I did not put my weed whacker down. I held my weed whacker at rest in my hands. And it was a weed whacker. It was really a weed whacker. And it was something that that I don't think she was expecting, and I was a little bit different in that I was engaging her, intently engaging her, and not letting her step foot along the property. She was not invited in. She was not invited to come a little bit closer. I did not leave my position to go just, and then that would be, she would probably follow me. No, that was not allowed. But yeah, it might have seemed abrupt, or might have seemed not expected in a normal social situation, but this wasn't a normal social situation, and it certainly kind of stank of something that's going on, and that, I choose not to involve myself in what was happening. So she definitely came away not getting what she wanted. I think she knew where she was. But that was if you can ask him a simple question, maybe you can ask her something, and ask her a favor, and add doing more and more for this person. I was going to play that game. I'm too old to play those games. And I'm too curmudgeonly to acquiesce to any requests that I do not feel comfortable with, and I certainly did not feel comfortable with any of her requests. And she definitely went off down the street, and I did not follow. I just weed whacked, and I turned around, and she was gone. And I think she was gone a little bit sooner than she could have walked up the road and around the corner. So it was something that was more of a defensive tactic on my side, both verbally defensive. No, that was my verbal defense. No, and my non-verbal defense was, I'm here. You came up on me. You're a little bit more than 6 feet, because I will allow you to be in my circle, my physical circle, but you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to go past me. You're not going to get in the house. You're not going to go to the car. You're not on my property. Move along. And yeah, you don't want, in theory, you don't want anybody within 6 feet of you, and in a tactical situation. And I allowed her in because I was confident in my ability. Overall, I was confident in my ability. If anything went down or went south or went wrong, I could take care of myself. I had my phone on me, and it was something that I was cordial, cautious. I was a little abrupt, and I was clear in my responses. No. So it was, both verbal and non-verbal cues I gave her were, okay, move along. And, I can't help you, move along. And certainly for where she was, again, I'm going to say, for where she was in the wrong place. For where she was going, she didn't have a destination. She kind of said a name for a destination that was an entire huge kind of region of the area that of New England. So yeah. So it was, everything about that was verbal and nonverbal cues. And the nonverbal cues helped me dispense of the situation and get out of the situation. In this situation, retreating into the house would not have helped. It would have been given her the opportunity to continue advance onto the property, investigating more of what's going on in the property, and I wish her the best and everything, but no, not here. When you don't have a destination and you're in my circle up on my property, I'm not going to retreat. I'm not going to get you anything, and the best thing for you to do is to just keep walking. And she did. Okay, well, I hope this helps. Thank you for hearing my story. If I can think of anything else, I'll do another zombie little tale, but I know it's for zombies. For preppers, we call them zombies again, but it's not socially acceptable to call people who are homeless or aimless or wandering or I don't even up to no good or whatnot. It's not. I know it's not socially acceptable, and I do apologize. But in the prepper community, it's the easiest way that I can categorize somebody or when I say that word, people will get it in the zombie, sorry, in the prepper community. Okay, all right. I hope this helps. Hey, if you like my channel, please like this channel. Please subscribe for more tips, tricks, and stories about prepping. Okay, hope you're having a good day. Prepper for the Ages, signing out for now.